let's get right into what we're going to talk about today, which are some really simple, easy meditations we can do to bring peace into our hearts. And no problem, Cherie said her phone and camera aren't working, no problem. And I'm so glad you're happy to be here. So when we're talking about bringing peace into our bodies, one of the biggest things that prevents that from happening to us is our negative self-talk. So we really have to take a moment and just talk a little bit about that before we get into the actual meditations that will help us bring peace. If you are negative self-talking, it's going to be really hard to use meditation to then bring peace into your body, because what happens, and I'm speaking from experience here, what happens is when you negative self-talk as a habit, and we all do it, just sometimes we do it more often than we probably should. When we do that, when we bring negative self-talk into it, then when you sit down to meditation, what happens is you start to say, oh, I'm not good at this. Oh, this is really hard for me. I'm never going to get this. I'm never going to find peace. I'm so stressed out. This isn't working. And those types of statements prevent it from working, right? So if you read any type of self-help book, they're going to tell you never negative self-talk. If you want to manifest anything in your life, you can't be negative self-talking, right? You have to lean into the positive. But if you haven't been raised that way, if it's not your go-to to be positive, it can be really hard. And I'm not saying that was or am a negative person, but I think that my personality as a child and growing up until I started learning the let animals lead method was I would probably lean more towards negative than positive. So when I started taking Kathleen's class, it was hard for me to quiet my monkey brain. It was hard for me to get still. And I did a lot of negative self-talk, just like, oh, this is so hard for me. I'm never going to get it. Instead of being like, oh, I just meditated for a minute. That's really good. That's really, really good, right? There's a huge difference when we can look at what we're doing and find pride, as opposed to look at what we're doing and find fault. It is a huge shift in energy when you find pride in what you're doing. And so you can even do it, just like recently I did it for myself, because I have such a hard time exercising. I hate exercising. I just hate it. I just don't like it. It's a chore for me. But I've been doing this 10-minute exercise every day in the morning, like most days. Like I think on Saturdays, sometimes I skip it, but every day during the week, I do this. It's like 10 or 15-minute kind of workout that I really like. And I looked back and went, wow, I've been doing this for like 3 months consistently. And I made it a habit, and I was really proud of myself, and I allowed myself to be proud of myself. And that's kind of one of the catch-22s, right? So if you were raised like me, you were raised not to feel pride, because then you're conceited, or, you think too much of yourself. And it's actually the opposite. We need to think highly of ourselves, because no one else is going to give us that satisfaction that we can give ourselves, right? So you can look outwardly for people to be like, oh, so great, or oh, that's so wonderful. But nobody's going to feel the pride that you do for yourself. Nobody's going to feel the pride that I feel about exercising every day for 3 months. No one's going to feel that kind of pride for me. They might go, oh, so great. Oh, good for you. But it comes and goes. But for me, it's like, wow, I can do hard things. That's what I'm telling myself now, right? It's like, oh my gosh, I can do hard things. I can be consistent, because that's a problem in my life. Being consistent is a problem. I can be consistent. I can do things that I don't want to do and make it a habit and come out on the other side feeling really good about myself. There's lots of little things we can find in our day that we can go, oh, wow, I'm really proud of myself for that. And it's something I want you to lean into. I want you to start finding things in your day that you can be really proud of, and you can start giving yourself some positive talk, right? So like, let's say, I don't know, you get out of the house on time, you're trying to get out, and you get out of the house and you go, oh my gosh, yay me, I got out of the house on time. I'm so proud of myself. And it seems silly, right? That seems really silly. Oh my gosh, Leah, is that really going to work? It does. It does. The more positivity you can start bringing into your everyday, the more you're going to feel it. So in in, Let Animals Lead class, we teach the precepts, right? For today only, do not anger, do not worry, be humble, be humble, be grateful, or be humble, be diligent in your work, show compassion to yourself and to others. Now, that's kind of hard to incorporate in your daily life when you don't really feel it, right? When you don't feel humble or you don't feel compassionate. But when we repeat the precepts every single day for 2 weeks, you start to notice, oh my gosh, my life is kind of changing. I'm becoming a little bit calmer. I'm catching myself, right? I'm catching myself when I'm angry. That's why the precepts are such a great tool to use to catch yourself from getting angry, getting worried, because worried is an emotion that is really toxic for us. And so we really want to stay on top of it. But let's say you don't want to do the precepts or you don't know the precepts. Then we have all is well, right? We've talked about that, using all is well, just telling yourself all is well. But all is well might not work for you either. So we have to find something that works for us in order to bring positivity into our lives. So one of the things that really helped me was saying, it's safe for me to feel whatever. It's safe for me to feel happy. It's safe for me to feel loved. It's safe for me to be upset, right? Sometimes we get upset, and allowing myself that little space to say, hey, it's safe for you to get upset helps diffuse me from getting really upset. It's like, okay, it's safe for me to be mad. I have the right to be mad about this. Okay, I can let this go now. It's safe for me to do something. Or you can say, I'm deserving. I'm deserving of love. I'm deserving of peace. That's a big one for me. I'm worthy of having peace in my life. I'm deserving of having peace in my life. Those are statements you can make to yourself, right? To just start to bring in that self-love, reminding yourself that you are the most important person in your life. No one else is as important as you. Even if you're a mother, even if you have kids, no one's going to thrive and survive without you feeling strong. And don't you want to be just a really beautiful example of how to live with self-love? I wasn't taught self-love as a child. So I had a lot of things, a lot of insecurities growing up. And I think that had I been brought up with self-love, I would probably be close to the same person I am now, but it would have happened to me sooner. Imagine if you were brought up knowing you were just completely and fully loved, that anything you did was surrounded with love and light. So even if you made a mistake, it was treated as if, oh, you made a mistake. That's okay. Everything's going to be fine. We all make mistakes. We make mistakes so we can learn and grow, right? And if you tell yourself these things, that helps you find inner peace almost immediately, because negative self-talk takes away your inner peace. And, and I think I've shared this Native American story before, where the grandfather is talking to the son and he tells him that you have two wolves inside of you. And one is an angry wolf and one is a loving wolf. And the angry wolf gets stronger when you feed it negative things. But when you feed the loving wolf loving things, that wolf gets stronger. And so you have this battle in you between the two wolves. What wolf are you going to feed? So of course we want to feed the compassionate, loving wolf. We don't want to feed the angry wolf, because we don't want to be an angry person. We want to be a loving person. But that's hard to be if you're constantly feeding yourself negative self-talk. So I want you, as just one of the meditation tools to use today, is just be mindful of what you say to yourself. Like if you're in traffic and you're like, oh God, this always happens to me. No, it doesn't always happen to you. It happened today. So what could you do to turn it around? Oh, you could listen to a podcast. You can listen to your favorite song. You could sing. You can bring some joy into your day. Or if you're running late for an appointment, instead of saying, oh my God, I'm always late, just say, you know what? It's safe for me to be late today. I've had a lot on my plate. It's safe for me to be late today. And get in your car and just keep saying, it's safe for me to be late. And I won't guarantee it, because I can't guarantee this. But what happens to me is, a lot of times when I do that, or if I tell myself, you know what, everything always works out for me. Everything always works out for me. Even if I'm running late, what happens, and I swear to God, it's 9 out of 10 times, if not 10 out of 10, the other person will be late or I'll end up being on time. So you just have to remind yourself that what you put out is what you get back. So if we put out negativity into the world, we're going to get back negativity. If we put out positivity, we're going to get back positivity. But what it does on a deeper level than that is it brings peace within our body, and it helps our light shine brighter, right? And really, what are the animals connecting to? They're connecting to our light. They're not connecting to our anger, to our worry, to our physical body. They're connecting to our beautiful, loving light. And they can see that light even when our light is dim. That's why animals that have been abused by a person can still have loyalty and connection with that person, because they see beyond their anger into the light that is them inside. So if we can just start to uncover our light by getting rid of some of that negative self-talk, you're going to find peace automatically starts to come within your body. I can guarantee that. That I can guarantee. So for me, if I'm late and I say, you know what, it's safe for me to be late, everything always works out for me. That is one of my very favorite things to say. Everything always works out for me, because it does. It always works out for me. I've had so many things happen. We need to have another manifestation talk, because I manifest some things that I'm just like, oh my God, this is so crazy. And it happens really, really fast. Like they say, it does. But in order to manifest, you guys, you have to be positive. And this is something I've learned the hard way. You have got to be positive in order to manifest what you want in life. And of course, you're always like, well, I am a positive person. I mean, hello, I am positive. I'm joyful. But with the negative self-talk, that's really what the manifestation is responding to. It's responding to, do you really feel you deserve it, right? When you really feel you deserve to be heard, you deserve to be seen, you deserve whatever it is that you want. Yes, I deserve this. I want this. I have this. And that's another thing, and we'll talk about that. But I'm telling you, the negative self-talk, the more you calm it down, the more you bring positivity in, the more peace you're going to have, and the more joy and positivity you're going to have as a byproduct. So for me, if we're going to talk about meditation, let's start there. Get rid of the negative self-talk as much as you possibly can. Remind yourself, it's safe for me to feel love, even if it's self-love. It's safe for me to be happy. It's safe for me to have a good day. It's safe for me to have money. It's safe for me, whatever that is, whatever your block is, saying it's safe, that's one of my go-tos as well. But also, what I started off with before I even got into all these other affirmations that I tell myself, it was always, everything always works out for me. Everything always works out for me. And then it was all is well. Everything always works out for me. And now, and I highly recommend you read Florence Scovel Shinn's books. They're very small, very simple, but she gives you a lot of really great ways to be positive in your life. Or you can read Wayne Dyer. Wayne Dyer talks a lot about this. Eckhart Tolle talks a lot about this. Read some books like that, because it reminds you it's not that hard to bring positivity into your life, and that will bring peace into your life. So the other way I like to bring peace, and so you might think, well, that's not really a meditation to not do self-talk, but it is a meditation, because as soon as you start, and I'm sorry. Oh, Lynette, it's Florence Scovel Shinn. And she is actually who Louise Hay based all of her teachings on, is what Florence was teaching in the 1920s. And she's got a bunch of 4 different little books. They're thin, they're really small, but they give you really great affirmations that you can say to yourself and just bring that positivity into your life. But also The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle is another really great one. And I know Wayne Dyer has a lot of great books. I haven't really sunk into Wayne before. What's his face? Neville Goddard is another really good one. If you believe in God and have a religion, Neville Goddard's really good, because he speaks a lot about religion and God and how we are the likeness of God, and how we are God in our bodies, and how you can bring that power of God to you. But you also have to be like God. So you can't be like, yes, I'm God-like, and then be, egotistical, mean, unkind. You have to be a loving reflection. So those are really good ones to do. And they are meditations, because an affirmation like that, when you're telling yourself, so for me in the mornings, I do a meditation, a regular formal meditation, but I have on my phone, I have screenshots of positive affirmations that I love. And so you can go on Chat GPT, the free version, and you can say to Chat, hey, Chat, I want you to give me affirmations in the Florence Scovel Shinn style, or in Wayne Dyer style, or whoever, Eckhart Tolle, whatever style you like, and say, I need affirmations in their style for whatever it is that you want to overcome. So like, let's say my fear of, being alone. So what positive affirmations would they tell me to get over my fear of being alone, or to get over my fear of being broke, or whatever that is, right? Whatever your issue is, go on ChatGPT and tell them to give you something in the voice of and in the teachings of whoever your favorite teacher is. And then you can so I did that. So I took, I have Chat on my phone. So I just took screenshots of what Chat, gave me. But there are some really powerful statements that I wake up with and I go to bed with every single night, because here's the trick too. These affirmations are your meditation. And if you do them at night, I'm telling you, something really magical is going to happen to you. If you say really positive, powerful things to yourself before you go to sleep, you are going to wake up after like a week or two, and it might happen sooner. It might be even the next day. You're going to wake up with a more joyful heart, because what happens is when you feed yourself this positivity right before you close your eyes, your subconscious goes to work on those statements. And then you wake up and you're kind of a different person. You've shifted, and every little shift gets you closer to being the person you can be. And pretty soon you start to see that version of yourself. It's like, I can see myself as a really peaceful, calm person. And maybe I'm not that today, but I'm so much closer than I was a year ago. And I've gone through a lot of painful things in the last year. And, but it's been easy for me to get over the hump, because every day I'm feeding myself something positive, and it actually helps me sleep better. I don't have nightmares. I don't have anything. Oh no. My dog walker can't get in the building. So, oh well, that's okay. But anyway, sorry for that interruption. But anyway, if you're feeding yourself that at night, it's really going to do some huge wonders for you. And maybe you don't even do anything during the day, but doing that at night. And also I like waking up with it in the morning, because it just helps my day. But I find if I have to choose one or the other, I'm going to do it at night, because I find that's a lot more powerful, just because of the power of your subconscious. And you can read a lot of different books, and there's studies about this. Your subconscious is incredibly powerful. That's why it's really hard for us to do hard things sometimes, because our ego, which is, hooked to our subconscious, kind of tells us, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. Da, 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 da. But if we start feeding our ego and our subconscious more positive things, gosh, yeah, of course you can do that. You can do that. You have the strength to do that. And that's kind of what's been happening with me. It's like, oh, you can do that. That's easy. You can do this. You can do hard things, right? So I want to get to our next meditation. This is not even, it's another simple meditation, right? We've done this many times here together. I always make you close your eyes, but I'm not going to make you close your eyes. You can close them if you want, or you can keep them open. But let's bring our hands into Gasho. And this in itself is a meditation. If you, every time you want to find peace in your body, every time you just want to stop and take a breath in your day, and you just bring your hands together, I guarantee you, it's like Pavlov's response. You go like this, I can already feel it in my body. And immediately, okay, I'm starting to feel more peace. So if I say, oh gosh, I've got to breathe, I go like this. Already, okay, I feel a little bit calmer. And now I want to keep my hands in Gasho, and I'm just going to breathe in deeply through your nose, pull your breath deep into your belly, expand your belly, and then slowly release your breath out your mouth. And we just always want to make sure that you can breathe, or you breathe in, you breathe out longer than you breathe in. Sorry. So breathing in, and just kind of keep that. We're just going to do it for a couple of minutes. Just breathe in deeply through your nose, and then release that breath out your mouth, and just making sure it's just slightly longer breath. And when you release your breath, I want you to just start tuning into your body and start tuning into the releasing of stress. So you can even imagine with your out breath goes all of your stress. Breathing in. And we want to expand our belly because our belly is grounding. Our belly is our connection to the earth. When we breathe in deep to our belly, it's like we've got a string that's drawing us down to the earth. And when you're upset and you're feeling off balance, it's because you're up here and you're not grounded. So that's why this breath can also bring in a feeling of peace. But this is the breath that has been scientifically proven to work to instantly stimulate your parasympathetic nervous system. I think this is the Stanford breath, but there are different studies about this breath and that prove that this breath is very powerful in bringing calm into your body. So you just want to make sure that, and if you can't, like, let's say you have asthma or whatever, you can't breathe in deeply into your belly, then just breathe down as far as you can and try and expand, and then slowly release your breath out your mouth. The real trick here is the breathing in through your nose and then the breathing out through your mouth. And if you really want to make it powerful, breathe out your mouth as if you were releasing your breath through a straw. So you're just releasing it like. For me, I like to do that because I can do 3 of those breaths and instantly feel peaceful. It's very powerful. So that's another one of my go-to breathing things, because I have to do that a lot during my day. I have a very stressful job. So breathing in, breathing it, pulling it down into my belly, and then breathing out. Just simple, right? You can do it whenever. But here's the trick. You guys, you have to do this. You can't just go, yeah, that's a good one. That's a good tool. You've got to practice it, because until you practice it, you're not going to make it a habit. So one thing you can do to make it a habit is every morning when you get up, and let's say when you're in the bathroom, maybe putting on makeup or, brushing your hair, whatever that is, you can stop and just do 3 of those breaths. Tie it to something you do. Or if you drink coffee or tea in the morning, when you get your coffee or tea, just make it a point. I'm going to do 5 of these breaths, before I drink my coffee or my tea. Or let's say you're in the car driving. I am going to do this. This is something you can definitely do while you're driving, especially if you're stopped at stop signs, whatever it is, if you have to commute, just tie it to something that you do every single day. And then it becomes a habit. So then when you really need it, it's your go-to and it's easy for you to do. Because if you don't ever practice this, and then you try to bring it in when you're stressed out, it doesn't work as well. It really doesn't. And that's not the point. We want to get on top of it right away. We don't want to be stressed any longer than we have to. So that's one of the ways you can easily bring in peace into your body and keep yourself nice and calm during really stressful times. The other thing you can do is, so let's see, I'm trying to think. Let me look at my notes really fast. Sorry if you can hear the pinging. I think work is probably really busy, but that's okay. So let me get my glasses. Let's look at this. Oh yeah. You know what? I was going to do a meditation today with all of you, but I think I'm going to do it next week when we do mantras. This is a really powerful meditation and it kind of needs a little more explanation. So I'm not going to do this one. It's the globe meditation. It's the one where we bring light into our 3 energy centers. And it's something that you'll learn in the Let Animals Lead method of animal Reiki. It's something that Nicholas taught us when he did the symbols and mantras class. And it's something that you can do. You don't have to know the symbols and mantras to do this meditation. So I'm going to teach that to you next week. But one really easy meditation you can do, and this isn't my go-to, but I want to share it with you because I know a lot of you know this one. You might know one where you breathe in for 4, hold for 6, and breathe out for 8. So it's more like a triangle. But the square breathing has been taught for years and years and years. And that is just where you breathe in for the count of 4. So you're breathing in 2, 3, 4. You hold 2, 3, 4. You release 2, 3, 4. And you hold 2, 3, 4. Breathe in 2, 3, 4. breathe, hold, 2, 3, 4, breathe out, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, breathe in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4. That you can use to bring peace to your body. That one doesn't work for me. So I don't, oh, Lynette, thanks so much for joining us. I don't use that one as a rule just because it doesn't work for me. And then Chris says, oh yeah, the 4. So it's the four square breathing or whatever they call it. So that's another one you can use like just really easily. These are all ones you can do in the car. You can do them in the shower, wherever you are. These are really simple breathing techniques, but they're powerful. They're taught for a reason because they're effective. Now, the 4 one, I don't know, for whatever reason, that one doesn't bring peace into my body as immediately as the breathing in through your nose and breathing out through your mouth. That one for me is instant. I love it. It's my go-to. I teach it in my classes because it's really powerful. But so is the 4 square. I mean, they teach this. I think they teach this in the military as well. It is effective. So the next one I want to talk about is Joshin Kokyo Ho. And we're going to do this meditation. We're going to do it for a few minutes. So Joshin Kokyo Ho, and I've taught this for so many years. You'd think I would know this off the top of my head. But Joshin Kokyo Ho means pure mind is Joshin. So Joshin, pure mind breathing method. Pure mind breathing method. Oh, and Robin said, I have a similar experience. I tried the 6 instead, and it works better for bringing peace. See, you got to just work with it, right? Take all these different tools that I give you, and then just work with them. See what works best for you, because not one thing works well for everybody. It doesn't happen. So that's why on these calls, I try to give you as much information as possible, because you're going to take what you resonate with and then just forget the rest. It doesn't matter. Or you can come back to the rest when you have time at a later date. But anyway, Joshin Kokyo Ho, pure mind breathing method. So what it is meant to do for you is when we breathe in, and it's kind of just like what I shared with you, where we're breathing in, expanding our belly, and breathing out. What Joshin Kokyo Ho does is it brings our focus to our breath, right? We're expanding our belly and we're visualizing a light at our belly. And then on our out breath, we're expanding that light within our body. And then as we breathe in and out, the light grows brighter and brighter, fills our body, and then it starts to seep out into the space around us. So this is the interesting part about Joshin Kokyo Ho, and it's why I love the Let Animals Lead method. You might think of the Let Animals Lead method of Reiki as, okay, this is Reiki, and it's a very particular modality. But what this is it's Japanese meditation. So a lot of, meditation came from India. There are meditations that came from China. These are meditations that came from Japan. It's a meditative practice. Let Animals Lead is a practice based on meditation. When we meditate, when we bring peace and calm into our bodies, the animals respond. But the magic here is bringing peace into your body through focus of your breath and through expanding that out is done in many different schools of meditation, right? So with Joe Dispenza, Joe says, focus on, let's say, focus on your heart, focus on the space outside of your heart, right? Go to the black, go to, focus on the space around your heart, outside of you. So you're like projecting your focus and your mind on a space that's outside of you. And what that does is it reminds you that you are way bigger than this body, and your peace goes further than just inside this little spot within you. It also reminds you that peace is in you. It's not somewhere out here that you're getting and bringing in, which is why when I do Joshin Kokyo Ho in my classes, because some of you are my students and you might go, yeah, but you don't say breathe in the light, because I don't do that, even though that is part of it. And I do give you the proper instructions, and I tell my students that, yes, you breathe in the light. But I like to just, the breath ignites the light within you to remind you, you're not bringing in anything outward into you. you're focusing on your inner light and you're expanding that light out. So whether it's through Joe Dispenza or Eckhart Tolle also talks about that, right? Really realizing the space around you is part of you. You're not just this, you're actually this. You're much bigger, you're much wider. Even the teachings of Jesus, everything. You're out here, you're not this little body that's confined. You have the power to bring peace to very difficult situations because your peace within you is very, very powerful. And in order to do that, we have all these different meditations. But in the Let Animals Lead method, we have Joshin Kokyo Ho. In traditional Reiki, you have Joshin Kokyo Ho. But traditional Reiki is focused, human Reiki is focused more on hands. And there is a place for traditional human Reiki with humans. We need that. But animals, we can't with them, because the minute we start to project outwards in something's wrong with you, I need to heal you, I'm going to focus on what's wrong with you. Once the focus becomes them, then it's like, oh, no, because they're so sensitive to energy. But when we create the peace within us and we just sit with them, that is where true healing and the true power of peace lies. And they show us that. So if you go to care, they're all very peaceful, joyful animals, right? They're very well taken care of. Yes, they're in cages, but they're happy, happy animals. So when you go sit with them, and they're already peaceful, you're not there to calm them down, which is why it's such a great place to go learn, because if you go to a shelter, you're there to kind of calm the animals down, or like that's your want. Oh my gosh, I just want to calm these animals down. But you go to care, they're all like, hey, we're relaxed. We're going to help you. But you go and sit with them and you start meditating, and you're meditating and you have to quiet your mind because you're in with tigers or whatever, monkeys. But as soon as you drop down into that space, it's almost like you feel a click and you feel yourself going a little bit deeper. And that's because the animals are mirroring that peace for you, right? So they're like, hey, we're peaceful. And when you're open and you're trying to bring peace into your body, it's like, boom, you're open to that. And so now it's like this, you're mirroring the peace back and forth. And it's like, oh, wow, this is amazing. And even when you say, oh my gosh, this is amazing, you kind of don't come out of it, because really it's like the whole property starts to get calm. And so you're just in this beautiful, peaceful state. There's no magic to it. The animals don't have to go, okay, I have to breathe in deeply, expand my belly and breathe out. Now, okay, now I can share peace with this human. No, they're already in that peaceful state. They already have that connection deep to peace. That's why an animal can be totally stressed out one minute and completely zenned out and sleeping the next, right? They don't hold it with them. But for us, we hold it, right? We have to let go of it. We have to release it. And the way we can do that is through all these techniques. So I want us, because I want to talk about a little bit at the end, and I'll have Allie take this Joshin Kokyo Ho and make it, hopefully I can do a good job with this, you guys. But let's see here. I'm going to try and do I know that Emily said she couldn't hear the music, but I'm going to try and do some music here for you. And let's see. Let's do music. All right. And it's up as loud as it'll go. So, and it takes a second to start. Oh, good. Kelly's here. It takes a minute to start. So I don't even know. There we go. Let's see if you can all hear it. So what we want to do is we want to bring our hands to Gasho at our heart center. And it's a beautiful thing to do, to always start your meditations in Gasho, because guess where your hands are? They're at your heart. And bringing awareness to the point where you really want to bring peace. So let's close your eyes if you can. And let's focus on a couple of deep breaths, breathing in deeply through our nose, pulling our breath deep into our belly. Expand your belly and then slowly release your breath out your mouth. Do 2 more of those breaths. Taking Make sure to expand your belly. In your body. Now I'd like us to set our intent. We are open. It is open to holding space for all senses. Whenever you're ready, you can bring your face down in your lap. I want you to just bring your breath, gently breathing in and out. Allow your focus to come to your breath. Maybe you feel your belly moving in and out. You might even feel a little bit of tension in your body, and that's okay. We're going to release this tension with this in your breath, coming down to your belly and igniting a light at your belly. And on your out breath, the out breath makes that light just a little bit brighter within you. With every breath in, your breath comes down and touches this light. And with every breath out, the light expands. So just focus on your light coming in, or your breath coming in and touching the light at your belly. And then on your out breath, expand that light. Now, the light in your belly can be any light you see. It can be white, it can be gold, it can be purple, it can be multicolored. This is your own unique original light. I want you to envision that light growing brighter and bigger within you at your belly. And just keep your focus there. Keep your focus on the breath coming in, touching the light, and on the out breath, visualize this light filling up your entire belly. And then maybe as you breathe in and out, the light starts to come down your legs, comes down into your feet. Every breath in and out expands this light further and further within your body. Imagine the light coming up into your chest, coming up into your shoulders, coming down into your arms and hands. Your body starts to illuminate in this beautiful light. Visualize the light coming up into your throat, into your head, until every cell of your being is illuminated in light. This light is you. It is your pure essence. It is the light of love. It is the light of peace, of joy, of wisdom, and compassion. This is you. It is who you truly are. And as you breathe in and out, visualize this light starting to seep out into the space around you. Visualize yourself as a beautiful ball of light. Allow yourself to feel peace and love with every in and out breath. Your breath reminds you that you are peaceful, you are joyful, you are loving, you are compassionate. Just allow yourself to feel that beautiful energy of love. Allow yourself to feel in this space, there is no anger. There is only love. Your mind starts to wander. Just bring your mind back to your breath and back to the light within you. You're a beautiful. Now, as you breathe in, as you touch your light going out a little bit further. Maybe your light starts to fill the room. Allow yourself to envision your light going further and further. Imagine your light touching flowers outside. Feel their love being mirrored back to you. Maybe your light is on the grass. Maybe your light is touching animals, people. Everything your light touches. Visualize your light. There is no limit to your light. Your light can go further and further out across through the universe. Just feel the expansive nature of your light, knowing that wherever your light goes, peace comes with that. Peace and love. Your light is pure and it's healing. And just allow yourself to sit in this space, feeling this love. You to start slowly bringing your awareness. You don't have to bring your light back into your body. You start bringing your awareness. Bringing your awareness to your breath and the feeling of your breath coming in and out. Start to feel your hands. And now bring your hands into Gasho at your heart. And just say thank you to yourself for taking time to do this meditation. Thank yourself for being open to this space of peace. And thank any animals who joined you. I had some of my dogs join me. I think when I do this meditation, they immediately go, oh, welcome. And you can just bring your awareness back and open your eyes. You might even want to rub your face a little bit to get back. So that's Joshin Kokyo Ho. Sorry about the music. It just didn't work out. I don't know. This is Zoom music and it just didn't work. I'm having a hard time getting the app that you can connect to work. So apologies for that. But I want to open it now. We only have a few minutes left. And I want to just open this up to all of you to talk about, the meditation techniques that we talked about today. But you can feel, so Joshin Kokyo Ho, when we're doing that, oh, did it mute my voice? It's not supposed to. Oh, all right. So I'll do another version of this. Yeah, I'll do another version of this for you guys because that's a bummer. Yeah, the name, of course, it's Joshin Kokyo Ho. So you guys, you know how much I love chat. If you just put how do you do the Joshin Kokyo Ho meditation in chat, if you don't know what this is and you've never practiced it, it'll tell you exact right steps to do because I asked it to tell me how to do this and just to see what it would say. And it gave all the right steps. But make sure you say, hey, chat, give me the full and complete version of this because sometimes chat likes to take shortcuts. So the thing I love about this meditation, it's why Joe Dispenza's meditations were so much easier for me than probably had I not had this practice, because expanding your energy was easy for me because of this meditation. And at first it's hard. I mean, and I know Kelly's on the call, and Kelly, if you want to give your input on this as well. When I was first learning this, it was hard for me because I don't have a great imagination. It was hard for me to imagine my energy going out, right? And then of course my logical mind was like, oh, your energy can't go out that far. Your energy can't go around the world. That just isn't possible. It's just not realistic. But the truth is the only thing that limits my energy is my mind. My mind limits my energy. And the tigers at Care taught me this because, I was meditating with them for every day for a year. And when I went back to Care, it was like they saw me every day for a year. They were so friendly and loving. And these were shut down tigers that had been abused. And they were open with Kristen and some of the volunteers they knew, but they weren't open with like students and everything on, and I could call these tigers. It was crazy, the bond, but it proved to me that when I thought of them, when I made the intention, I'm going to connect with them, they felt it. And so we have to remember that when we connect with animals, especially animals in crisis, we want to be connecting to them in a place of love, not a place of fear or worry, because people and animals feel that. Even if you're thinking about a person you love and you're worried about them, energy, the subconscious, their subconscious, your subconscious, their energy, your energy, we connect in a way we don't understand. So you want to connect with people you're thinking about, people who maybe you're not around, in a positive and loving way so that they feel that loving energy. There's no positivity in worrying. Worrying changes nothing. It does nothing. It actually prevents something better from coming in. So we have to really train our bodies to go to this peaceful state. And that's why Joshin Kokyo Ho is really powerful. If you have time for a little bit longer meditation, and you don't have to do like 5 minutes of this, but something that will help you kind of get used to, oh yes, I can expand my energy. I can expand it out. And read the book, The Power of Now, if you haven't read it, or reread it, because he talks a lot about that expansion. So does Joe Dispenza. If you read, Becoming Supernatural, he talks a lot about that void. And a lot of the teachers do, because it's something ancient that's been taught for centuries, thousands of years, really, that this expansion of our bodies isn't something new. It's something very, very old, but we're just kind of now, new age and all of these different things that have come through in the 70s and even 60s, 70s until now, it's like a new thing, but it's not new at all. I remember when Deepak came out and was all popular. It's like Deepak was just regurgitating what the masters had said. It wasn't an original thought in what Deepak was sharing. He just learned a way to share it in a way that people could understand and hear, right? And that's kind of the power of Deepak and other masters, like, Eckhart Tolle and everything. They say things that we can understand. If they said it in the ancient ways, like if you read Neville Goddard and he's talking more in like the biblical sense, it's a little bit harder to understand, a little bit harder to follow. But when something's broken down and simplified for you, you're like, oh yeah, that makes complete sense. So I don't know, Kelly, if you want to talk about your experience with Joshin Kokyo Ho. And I don't know if she can.
I am. Thanks. Sorry I got on late, but I'm glad I caught the meditation because it's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
For me, it's like super grounding and felt so natural to me to do it. But sometimes I find a really good way to feel that expansion is to place your hands over your belly, over your hara. And then on the out breath, bring your hands sort of away from your body. So it's sort of an action that to me, kind of reminds me that that's what I'm doing, right? So if I can't visualize, which I'm not the best at, it's an action that brings that expansiveness to mind.
Yes. Oh my God. See, this is why Kelly has to be on the call. She has to remind me of these important little tips and tricks. Because again, Kelly, and I know that you can talk about this too. Peace is what we're looking for, right? And if you want to manifest, if you want anything good to come into your life, you have to get comfortable with that sense of peace and the expanded energy of peace, right? Because that is truly what makes you feel okay. You feel grounded, right? Because you're breathing into your belly. And then you can handle the expansiveness of your energy. But if you're up here, in fact, I was just listening to a guy talking about if you are connecting with your third eye and you're not grounding yourself first, and he was talking the chakra system. He's all, if you're focused on grounding through your chakras, your lower chakras, you're going to bring in chaos. And it's so true because that's what we do. But like you were saying, and I'm sorry to interrupt you, and I want you to continue.
No, not at all. Just that descent, like you were just saying. I mean, if you're not grounded, it's really hard to feel that peaceful expansiveness, right? So then, like, if you're in your head and you're expansive, like you just said, I mean, it's just like too much going on a lot of times, and that's why we need to bring it down, and we get more clarity that way.
Yeah, that's a really good point because when your mind starts to get peaceful,
Right.
start to come
And
to
that's
you.
what the animals respond to. They're not responding to us thinking about everything. They're responding to the groundedness, the peaceful energy, the quiet mind.
Well, because that's the type of person you can trust, right? You can't trust a person who's like, oh, you can trust a person who comes in and is like, hey, and that's the same for us, right? Who do you want by your side during a crisis? Someone who's talking about how bad this is, or somebody who's like, okay, we got this. Just calm down.
Take action.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm not good at that. I react.
That's why we do so well together, sis.
Kelly's very calm. I'm good once I react. I can figure stuff out. But Kelly's always really calm. It's like, oh yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm like,
All
okay,
is well. All is well.
all is well. All is well. All right. All right. And then once I calm down, I'm like, okay, I got a solution now. All right. I got it. I got to figure it out now. Okay. We're going to do this. Yes. But, this is a really powerful meditation. And again, you don't have to take a Reiki class to get this meditation. You can go on YouTube. Deb, oh my God. Why am I blanking on Deb's last name? Kelly.
Deb Dale?
Deb in Australia.
Deal.
Oh, Deal. How do you spell it?
Oh gosh, it's like Dzeil.
Yeah. But if you go on Insight Timer and you look up Joshin Kokyo Ho, you'll find her.
Yeah,
And
she has one with the dolphins and stuff, like whales, and she does like a
on
ocean.
Insight Timer?
Yeah, it's really
Oh,
nice.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So Deborah is really cool. But if you look up Joshin Kokyo Ho, you'll find her name, and then you can look at all her other meditations that she had. I highly recommend her because she's got a great voice and she does beautiful meditations. But find something that you like, because here's the deal with meditations. If you find something you like, you're more likely to do it. And you don't have to, that's why guided meditations are great. You don't have to keep the focus for yourself. Now, for me on guided meditations, my brain will go, because I have ADD, it goes choo, 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 choo. But it kind of brings me back. If I really focus on the words being said to me, it'll bring me back. But again, find what works for you. Music. I know that I'll play the same song every single time, because that will also, every time I meditate, I listen to this music. That also helps me go boom. Oh, thank you, Kelly. Thank you. Yes, Deborah Jazeel. Yes, she's so great. Oh my God, we love Deb. We should have Deb on. What if
she would be great.
Oh my God, yeah, I'll have Deb on. I'll ask her, because she is amazing. I love her so much. And she can talk about a lot of different things too. She's very talented. But so as we wrap up, and I know we're a little bit over time, is as we wrap this up, just remember, I gave you some really simple ways to bring meditation in your life. But also, if you're doing dishes, play some calming music. It's really about your intent. I want to be calm. I deserve to be calm. I'm bringing calm into my body, right? Set those intents, because I know people who do yoga, who do meditation, and they're completely stressed out and not very nice people. That's because there's no intent behind what they're doing. You have to have the intent. I want to bring peace into my life. I'm bringing peace into my life. That's more powerful than I want to. It's like, I'm bringing peace into my life. I'm going to listen to this music and I'm going to bring peace into my life. Bio Music One, right? Oh my gosh. Talk about hello. Play that. Immediate calm. The Kinema album, it's I think one of their first albums. That one, and they're expensive. They're like $65 an album, or 55, I think, with our discount. But I'm telling you right now, you put them on, you're going to feel peaceful. They're like magic. I don't know what it is in this music, but it's like magic. So find something that works for you, because it's so important. You'll be so successful with animals, no matter what your modality, whether it's animal communication or if it's animal massage or whatever that is, or animal Reiki. You're going to be more successful if you're calm and you're peaceful. So next week, I'm going to be talking, Kelly, I hope you can come next week. I'm going to talk about mantras, and we're going to do the globe of light meditation. I'm going to teach that with just doing all is well or love. And I think I've taught that before, but that's such, I was going to do it today, but it takes too much time, and I wanted to give it its own space. So I really hope you can come next week, Cal.
Yes, I'll put it on.
Yes, because this is a good one, isn't it? Because Kelly, actually, it was funny because Kathleen didn't have this in her teaching books. And Kelly told me, oh, Kathleen's teaching the global light. And I'm like, what? And then so Kelly started doing it more and more. Oh my God, this is so powerful. So then finally, Kathleen put it in her like most recent manuals, thank God. And so we teach it, and it's so powerful. It is like, don't you think, Cal?
Everybody loves it. It's like one of my favorites. I do it all the time.
Oh my gosh, me too. I know. So next week, to get you guys excited, we're going to do that. And it's not hard at all. And it actually, I feel like the global light is really good if you're like me and you have ADD and your mind goes everywhere, because you're really focused on what you're doing and you're actually doing something, which I always like, give me something to do. If I come over to your house to have lunch, I'm going to be cleaning. I'm going to be doing, give me something to do.
Make you dinner.
All right, everyone. Well, thank you so much. Oh, thank you, Chris. Yeah, I'm excited for you guys to be here. So next week we'll talk about that, and have a great week. And Robin, oh yes, of course, Robin. Thank you so much for coming and for supporting us. Kelly and I really appreciate it, because we do these calls to help empower all of you so that you go out and you're with the animals and you're successful, because that's what we really want, right, Kel?
Absolutely.
All right, everyone.
Best way to do it. Bye, everyone. Thanks, Leah.
Thank you, Kelly.
Bye.
Thank you, Amanda. Amanda said, thank you, Kelly.
Thanks, Amanda.
Thanks, all. Be well.
Yeah, thank you, Amanda. Thanks so much for being here. Bye, everyone.